the tummy. He did, because I did this. Won't you?
Well, and thanks for watching Self-Critical, where a group of agrophobic friends come together to RP actually going outside. I'm your humble dungeon master, Andy Purcell, and once again, this is our hopeful heroes. Say hello, hopeful heroes.
Hello, heroes.
Last we left off, we nearly murdered a bunch of rabbit people, and stood around to watch as a snail just began eating one. Why not? You know,
I wouldn't say it was murder.
anything goes in the Feywild, apparently.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was murder.
As the other 5 Haragon began fleeing, scattering in different directions.
Yeah, them hairs are
Stand my
gone.
ground.
One of them is currently bound at the
We're basically in Florida
feet
D&D.
of the party
Stand my ground
next
wall.
to a very aggressive snail that has been wanting to eat this particular Haragon, but has been kept at bay by the rest of the party. In the moment, it seems like the area itself seems to calm down. The briars, the prickliness seems to sort of subside a little bit. You hear, aside from the slight whimpering of this Haragon, croaks begin to come back. The buzzing of flies. You kind of hear off to the side, near where that large bird creature had flown away from, the slightest kind of thunk. Thunk. Sort of like wood on stone. Give me a perception check.
Who's putting their wood on?
Stone on wood or wood on stone? Ooh.
Hopefully not, Mr. Witch.
16?
11.
With a 16.
Dirty 20.
With a dirty 20. First you hear the ka-thunk. Ka-thunk. You're flying, or at least you have the ability to. You get a slightly better angle of the muck and muddiness around you. This is already difficult terrain. You're at the bottom of a low water zone mucked area. But that ka-thunk is the sound of
Oh.
It sounds like water seems to be produced from somewhere. And it looks like some type of sounds like some type of wooden thing seems to be bumping up against the bridge.
Well,
You also have whimpering at your feet. A Haragon who has been bound, pleading for his life, and a snail that you have currently held at bay, but if given the opportunity, keeps angling towards this Haragon like a dog who is by the dinner table.
I'd like
would
to
you like
ask
to
the Haragon. I understand we're in the hither, but where are we? Like, where are we in the hither?
He pulls out. Well, he tried to pull out, but he seems to be tied up. Well, I could show you. Got a map.
Let me grab that map for him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's hard to get to. It's way back there.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Do you try to get this map?
Yeah.
You go rifle. Give me an inspection. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah. 18 plus 3.
18 plus 3.
Mr. Trey.
You find on this Haragon, who is bound, that he has a map that looks like the section of Hither. He has at least 3 baubles / trinkets on him that you're of indeterminate value for some reason. He has a piece of paper that has the name of his boss on it, Mr. Adgon Longscarf, with like a little bit of script saying like passage, like a writ of passage more or less, written by him. There's like a little symbol with like rabbit ears on it and a scarf. Got to have some imagery. And you find you don't find gold per se. There's no gold around here. There's just items, just trinkets, baubles. But yeah, you do find the map and you find those things.
I want to grab the map off of him and that note of passage.
Okay.
That's it. I don't want to rob him.
You also notice with that high of an investigation check that the ropes don't look exactly as tight as he's giving away that they are. Seems to, probably has a little bit more wiggle room than he's giving up that he has.
Do I see like one where the knot is? You know how
Oh yeah.
I
you see
grab
that.
it and just
Oh, okay. All right.
after I grab those two items.
All right. Yeah. You here? He straightens his back up a little bit. You've freed him. You've liberated him of his trinkets.
No, just those two items. I don't want to steal
the
from
map and
The-
the
the-
writ.
the-
Okay.
and then, so where?
He looks. You see the bridge, and he tells you that's you're near the southern part of heaven.
Okay. Can you tell us anything about your boss?
He's the greatest bandit who's ever lived.
What is he? Is he a?
He's a Harengon like me. He tucks his arms back in. The greatest Harengon of this Feywhelm.
We're going to have a hair-raising adventure.
Experience?
Wendy said on him.
I'm sure if you were kind enough to let
You're
me
taller than all of us.
be free, that if you were to run into him in the future, he'd pay such said kindness.
And what is me sitting on him going to do?
He can't get up.
He's tied.
Did you just not listen to Andy?
Yes,
Yeah.
arms loosening. Fine, I sit on him.
You're sitting on him.
Full weight.
Okay.
He's got to breathe. Come on.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, I've got to breathe.
But he's a rabbit.
I don't care. I'm not sitting on his chest. I'm sitting on his stomach and his arms so he cannot
This
get
isn't
free.
an episode of Policeman Cops. I can't breathe.
Right, so shush.
I'm gonna break these ropes.
You can't break those
I'm
ropes.
gonna.
Okay, wait a minute. Can I sit on him and hold his arms still?
You sure?
Okay.
Yeah, you give me a grapple check with advantage.
I can't break these ropes. I can't break those ropes.
With
Eight.
advantage.
Advantage.
You're
Well, I
not
got
getting that 20. You never know.
18
Plus.
Plus
advantage.
your strength.
Plus 4.
Yeah.
22.
22, sir.
Well, if you're raging, it's an extra 2.
Shush, I'm not raging to sit on a bunny rabbit.
Well, it is a
Seal.
strength check, so you do have advantage anyway.
Yeah.
I know.
You already rolled with advantage
I know.
right there.
That's what I said
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't want to waste
You
the race.
seem pretty confident in holding this 3-foot tall rabbit at bay with your barbarian features.
So I'm sitting on him and holding his arms.
Yep, he
All
don't seem
right.
to be. He seems not happy, but rather it be you on top of him than the snail devouring him. So,
I did not
To my
want that
face.
in my head now. God.
what would you like to do?
Can you tell why would the why would the lady be upset if we let you die?
I would be upset if I let me die.
Well, you
I'm
know,
sure he would too.
No, the lady. You said something of. You said
Look,
what's
we
her
got
name?
rules in this place, Bub. I don't know where you're from, but there's etiquette around here, and killing people is kind of a dick move.
Well, robbing people's pretty much a dick move too.
Hey, we didn't rob you.
You were contemplating robberies.
We're officiaries of the representative of Belvorna Blightstraw. We are we are collecting tithes on her behalf. We're not robbing you.
Then where's your?
Hey,
I would like to take my
he
mace.
doesn't answer.
As
I'm gonna
an
take his arms and
official
hurt him.
representative of Belvorna, I ask that I be released.
Nope.
I'm gonna take my
Okay.
mace. And
Then,
as he
then
is,
you should have an. If you're a representative, most time representatives have an insignia or something.
I did just have a writ of passage that you took from me.
That's for your boss. That's not for her.
Well, that's, it's paperwork, it counts.
No, it doesn't have anything
You
with
have
her
to
to
go
do.
to him for the bigger writ. I request
Delana,
that I be
Squish him.
No, you all have to
Either
squish me.
he answers or I'm going to put more
Feed him
weight
to the
on him.
snail.
No.
Oh, we'll put the snail on him.
thaumaturgy cast. Silence. Stop.
Ouch,
I am
not the
tired.
screen.
We are not letting you go. We are not hurting him.
Feed him to the snail.
We're not feeding him to the snow
I just
either.
want to torture him a little bit so he answers the question. I'm not going to hurt him.
Listen,
hurt
this
him.
is
Throw
the
it in the
Feywild.
separation
We
hole.
do not want to make enemies. Hate to say it, but not want to make enemies.
They've
About
made
this
their
time,
enemies.
you can tell that the slightest bit of water level is cresting up to the side of his face.
Ooh.
We need to move on.
Waterboarding.
Now,
Yes.
The sound
So-
of wood against stone bridge
So we
in the
need to
distance,
move.
just around the
And
And
corner.
him too.
We're on a timer here, y'all.
and I hate to say it, Leia, you're probably the best one to carry him right now.
I'll carry him.
Let's
I'll
work our way
put
to
him on my
higher
back
ground.
and piggyback him.
Now, question is, do we head back to the bridge, or do we keep trying to head on forward to where we saw the tower and where we think that balloon went down?
And that water doesn't rise up on us.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the
We
thing, is that water.
We are close to the bridge. I would say we'll probably go back to the bridge. But if y'all wanted to, we could try to make that trek.
All right, let's start moving up at least.
So look to the
Can I
bridge.
convince? Can I try to convince the snail to let me ride on it?
You
Or-
certainly try. Give me an animal handling check with advantage.
You gonna ride on a snail and I gotta
11.
carry this bunny.
11 plus 12. So it's 12.
12.
I hope the answer's
Just.
It's amenable to you. You know,
It needs
it's-
a little
peop-
warming up.
People have been trying to ride it all day, and it's not really been liking that vibe. With a 12, it's
I just give a little pat and you'll be like, okay.
Just have him follow you for right now.
You do notice slosh. Like, every step's starting to have a little bit of splash to it now, as this Harengon's about half of his mouth is being. Could you guys please pick me up a little bit?
I'll pick him up and put him on my back.
Or shoulder.
Or shoulders.
Could we go? Could you pick me up? Could you pick me up, please?
Well,
I'll
Can
pick
you-
him up
can
and I've
you-
got him on my shoulders.
As about this point, you can tell that water is dripping from him. It seems like the water level of this whole place seems to just sort of be picking up a little bit. It's not rushing, but you can tell probably like 10 to 20 minutes from now. Like it's.
So
like
what
if,
you're saying
if
is
it
it'd
don't
be-
stop, it's
It'd
gonna be
pretty
kind
bad
of
for
full.
me to cast anything with lightning in it.
Yes, it would. No lightning, sir. We need to get our butt on the bridge.
Bridge?
Bridge. Everyone
Bridge.
agreed to
All
get
right,
on
we're
the
going to
bridge.
the bridge.
Everyone's going to the bridge.
You guys begin making your way to the
Why we
bridge.
gotta
Who
scream?
goes
We're all-
first?
Because you're not answering.
Who starts up first?
I guess I can.
I'm flying, so it doesn't really matter for me.
Doesn't really matter for you.
He'll go and then I'll follow him.
As you begin to climb this bridge, you notice that previously the way the flora sort of
fungus.
transformed in the moment, and then transformed back. You go to step on it. It seems like the angle is kind of different now, and this what was solid mushroom cap, begins to start just. You hear like a crack, and the base of it snaps off. When it does, you see what looks like a large wooden thing underneath of it, like maybe just a big board or something. As these steps just sort of snap off of the side of this wall.
Do we see if we can try to make a path to the other end of the bridge? How long does this bridge look like when we're
It
first
looks
on
like a
top?
really long bridge. About this time, does anybody else want to do anything?
Hey, can you point us to somewhere where we won't all drown or something like that, buddy?
About that time, from the mushroom that had snapped off, the board behind it, you see it seems to be like a large board. Maybe some type of raft that might have brushed up against the bridge and then descended down as the water descended. Looks to be about 10 feet. Just a bunch of old wood. He kind of points in that direction.
I
You might wanna try to
I pat the snail and point at that to start pushing it that way.
Do you realize how heavy that snail is? It's big enough
Yes.
for
How-
us to ride it.
How dare you insult that snail?
He's a big snail.
It's
As
just-
And you
far as
roll
height.
roll to see if that snail has been insulted for him calling it fat.
Oh my.
He didn't say fat, he said big.
That
Is
is
it-
my friend you're
Don't tell
talking
me it's
about.
a salty snail.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
That snail was my friend. How dare you talk
if
about
the
it?
snail was big enough for us to ride it, it is heavy.
Well, not all of us are
This
big.
particular rabbit man says, "Look, the waters could be up for an hour. It could be up all day. The safest place is probably the tower over there. At least you can get above water while
Not
it's
that
up."
tower.
And it kind of points in the direction that you saw that balloon careening off in the distance. As the water begins rising enough that it's above your ankles after a few minutes.
Well, let's go on towards the tower, folks.
There seems to be like enough of a stick, maybe like some type of, maybe someone used this to
I
get
get on,
to the
like I
bridge
said, me and the
previously,
snail
you're not
get on the
sure.
raft.
Okay. There's,
They're not talking about it.
yeah, if a snail were to try to get on a raft that was already in the water, that would probably kind of be a deal, an ordeal. But since the raft is already right here on the ground,
Yeah, we can do
glides
that.
across, and you hope that it is enough for buoyancy to continue. Does anyone else get on this raft, this 10-foot by 10-foot raft?
No,
I
I'm
mean, we
fine.
can all get on it, and
Yeah.
somebody can put levitate on this snail, and we won't have that weight. Or fly.
Yeah, Stone can fly, so he ain't gotta worry about a raft.
No.
So, what would you like to do?
Me and the snail's
the water
already.
level
Me and
rises,
the snail's already paddling.
He's
away.
already getting
So
ready.
you're leaving us.
Yeah, you ain't paddling in
He's
ankle
pushing
deep
a
water.
stick into the mud, waiting for the water level to get high enough to let this boat raise. This raft will pick up any second now, as the rest of you who are
Just looking
flying
pretty dumb in the water.
step onto this raft as well.
Yeah.
And wait for the water levels to raise. Is there anything you want to do, or you just wait to see if the water rises?
I'm flying towards the tower.
Okay, you're flying towards the tower. Well,
Hey, before you go, can you do a ritual of create water?
Oh my god.
By the time I do that,
I'm playing.
the snail would have done given up and eaten everyone.
if one of you would be kind enough to give me a D8.
Who's that?
One of you, no, roll. One of you kind of roll a D8 for me.
One.
A 1.
Okay, you're wondering we don't need to roll.
That's some slow rising water.
Austin.
You feel better?
You'd be kind enough to roll a D8 one more time.
Roll better.
6.
That's better.
Well, you don't know.
So as the water levels begin rising, it seems like it's not going to work until finally you can feel it start. to
Man,
have
y'all really
that
need to get in this.
buoyancy.
Y'all really need to get in this raft.
It's-
Y'all-
Well,
We
me and
already in the
Scott
raft.
said that we're in the raft with you.
Yeah, everyone's
Stone
just sitting there
is
just waiting for it to rise up.
Yeah, Stone's the only one not in the raft. He's flying. The rest of us are with you in the snail.
Yeah, why put additional weight on the raft? I mean, they just, thank you. Why
You-
put additional weight on the raft and make it tip over?
Why you keep talking shit about my snail? He's such a nice dude.
He's just tall.
Yeah, he's just big shelled.
Big
I'm
shamble.
just
Oh my
saying, we don't really need to keep the snail right now. We could have let it go. There's
Maybe
no
the
reason
snail
for the
doesn't
snail.
want to go, and maybe it wants to follow Austin.
You're just jealous because you don't have a friend snail.
Oh my
I
god.
don't need a friend snail.
Alright, let's keep
Okay,
going.
so
Okay, shush.
Andy's waiting,
as
so we're fine.
the
I
raft
know.
begins moving forward, you begin moving past the bridge, and as you crest one more section past this bridge, around the corner appears to you as you collide into another raft. Huh. Apparently this is kind of a thing. People park rafts by the bridge. Who knows, right? You don't need 2 rafts unless, for some reason, you guys want to split this party up and get on 2
Stone, you want your own
rafts.
raft?
Oh, he's flying.
It's fine, though.
I know.
No, I don't want my
We're
own
good.
raft.
We're good. Let's go.
You push past the raft.
We take its orb before we
You
do.
move in the. You make its. You take its orb.
It's
Wait.
orb.
It's orb. Oh, you take the stick.
Oh,
Oh, you take the stick from the raft. Okay.
So
For
2
some
of
reason-
us
You've
can
got 2 10-foot sticks.
There you go. You can help him.
Yep.
twice as fast.
There you go. Twice as fast. You begin moving in the direction of where the Harangon has pointed in the tower. About 30 minutes of just traversing this rising water level, murky, mucky, swampy-esque kind of area transpires.
Is the
some of
water
you-
clear?
No, it is muddy and mucky. It is a swamp.
It's nasty.
I
It
look
is-
at the
it's a
rabbit and
re-
ask, are we getting into any danger going this direction, or is there a better route?
Well, there's always the chance for adventure
Hey, can
anywhere
you hold
here.
my- can you hold
We
my
should
oar?
be good though. Just well, don't fall off. Maybe. About this time, he's like, "You guys got any? You guys got any food? Kind of hungry." About that time,
I was about to ask,
roll a perception check.
but I put my oar down and I was about to say, can I make something? Use my staff because it's just a wooden pole anyway,
Okay.
and make like a fishing rod.
I'll
We
give
got
you-
all this water, catfish.
I'll give you that in just a minute.
12.
I got 17 perception.
Also,
About the time that he had
18.
mentioned he's hungry, he could use a snack. Oddly enough, right? A little plate, just kind of floating across the wire. There's three little gingerbread cookies in the shape of elves. Right? One of them's got a little hat. One of them's got a little stick, and one of them's just kind of like doing this. And then like it just sort of floats by the boat, and you see this herring going. It's like.
Well, Wendy's still holding him.
Are you still holding it?
Yes, I'm still holding
She's
him.
still holding him.
I ain't letting his
Yeah.
butt go.
It seems kind of odd, right? But he's enjoying. There's still two cookies on that plate that's floating by. if
I got a
anybody
question
wants
for
them.
you then. If I'm holding him and I'm holding his arms, how did you grab a cookie to eat
That's
it?
so weird.
Yes,
Boy,
it is.
The cookie tasted so good. Apparently, he loved that thing. There's
But
two,
how did he
There's
eat
two
it?
cookies floating by if you guys want one. Otherwise,
I'll
it's
grab
just-
one.
Okay, you see the barbarian reach out. It looks. This is very much a elf. Would you like to taste the cookie?
Yes, I would.
It is delicious.
Does it do anything to me?
You wouldn't expect a cookie floating in a river of muck to taste freshly baked, but this one somehow does. It's pretty good.
Oh,
should
wait,
try
wait.
one.
I want
There's
to.
one left floating away.
I guess I want to grab one.
You go for the cookie.
But like I
Austin
said,
would.
I want to do the fishing rod idea.
Okay. You are so busy with the fishing rod that you don't grab the
I
cookie.
was going to say I want to use the cookie as bait.
In that case, give me some type of crafting checklist. We'll say like an intelligence or a wisdom. You convince me what kind of check that we're gonna make to try to make a fishing rod. Survival. Let's see what you can do. Like maybe you can convince these checks that maybe you can convince fish that it's a good fishing rod.
Performance.
Let's try performance
There you
then.
go.
All right, this is the Feywild.
19 plus 3.
You know, it seems like you're really acting like it's the best fishing rod ever, and you know what? This Harangon's kind of agreeing with you. Like that is a pretty good fishing rod.
It's a fish just appeared
No,
Yeah.
a cookie.
No, I'm talking
Cookie.
about he's fishing for fish.
He's fish. Hey, the man wants to
It's
fish.
deep water.
You
No,
never
it's
know.
It's
Feywild.
not deep.
It's the Feywild. It
He
don't
might,
matter.
he might catch the cookie.
Hey, I might catch a magical catfish.
You
Never
might
know.
catch the cookie.
Or a
No, I
Haragon.
caught, I'm using the cookie as
Or a
bait.
Haragon.
Oh, okay.
It's going-
Let's see. Roll a d8 for me.
2.
Oh, man.
That's for him.
Oh, man. Wait.
You throw the cookie in. Typically, cookies, when submerged in water, don't last that long. You feel a bit of a tug. What do you do?
I hook it.
You give it a yank. As you do, you see what looks like to be what's left of the cookie jump off of the hook and go ha ha, and like sticks some, like he pulls something that is in his hands onto the hook and then just dives into the water, swimming away. There's something, some type of plant or weed or something stuck on the end of your hook, but no cookie. You pull it in. It seems to be an odd 3-leaf clover. Not a 4-leaf clover, not lucky, but it's got a nice mint smell to it.
Eat it.
Pull it in, and
You didn't eat the cookie.
like you said, it's just like a leaf, or is it like a cookie leaf?
It is a 3-leaf clover that smells very minty and
Eat
Or
it.
just put it in my little pocket,
okay.
Eat it.
minty fresh pocket.
It's a minty
Eat
fresh pocket. Okay. You guys, as this is happening, right, you've got the 2 sticks. Well, you've got one of the sticks that you can push the boat with. You've got some successful-ish fishing going on, right? Some cookies have been provided. About this time, you hear the sounds of not nature, right? You don't hear the bird or the frog. You hear, it sounds like stepping or moving, and then off into the distance you see what looks to be creatures with really, really long legs. If you could give me perception checks.
17.
7.
13.
I was too focused on fishing, Andy.
Okay.
13.
So
Eat that one.
with that 17, as you guys get about 60 feet away, you start to notice that these weird shaped creatures are humanoid. They're on stilts, going over the rising water levels. And they seem to be, as you get a little bit closer, you can tell that they look like hobgoblins, maybe? And they're going from raised patch of land to raised patch of land. And as you're kind of just floating by, you see them just sort of dig and pull back some moss. A couple of them light up, and you see them grab like 3 or 4 big old eggs, and then just sort of put them into a basket on the backs that they're carrying. Looks like they're all just gathering eggs from these different nests and going about their business off to the side. If there's anything you care to do, you may certainly choose to, but at the moment they just sort of look over in your direction and kind of pause. They're just watching you guys. You see one of them. He looks to see if any of the others are looking. He was kind of in the back, so they didn't really notice. He was the only one who waved. The rest of them just sort of wait till you seem to get, like, you're not moving in their direction, so they just begin to disregard you and go back to looking. About this time, like a big old nasty looking lizard, like, busts out of one of them, and you see one of them just take that stilt leg and go, pap! and just kick it. And it's, as he begins pulling the eggs out. If there's anything you'd like to do, you may. Otherwise, you guys just begin slogging on down the river towards that tower.
Yep.
Give me a D8.
3.
With a 3, roll one more time.
3.
3. Well, it is about that time that just as you are coming in range, you can tell, like, you know, like the rabbit is telling you, any time now, we should be getting closer. Just in the distance, you see, like, that's gotta be it. It's a silhouette. It's a silhouette of the tower. Right, it's too short to be a tower. It's a house? It's too big for a house. Is that a tavern? That is a tavern. And as you guys start getting closer to it, right? Remember, the water level has raised. This doesn't look like it's a submerged tavern. And as you guys get about 200 feet away from it, what you notice the most about this tavern is that there's 2 little hands on the side holding its frame up like a dress, and 2 little old legs walking on top of the water, like
Oh, the heel.
walking on top, trying to not, be in the water, going beyond where this tower is. As you guys find yourself at the base of a tower. Way up high, you see dangling a busted balloon and some cage inside of its basket. What looks to be a fairy dragon trapped inside. As you begin to hear the cries, "Oh, please help! Please help me, so kind of you!" We'll see what everyone does next time on the next episode of Self Critical. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.